as Raph. I am playing Grinner, a barbarian human, running from his past as an ex-soldier, now turned mercenary.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic Druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
Hi, my name is Josh. I am from the RollTogether RPG stream, and I will be playing Killian Maxwell, a half-elf warlock who has come to Barovia. He was with the party previously but has lost them and has joined up with the Tempest Guild on their adventures.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello!
Hello,
everyone! Welcome
Hello
back.
there.
Oh, that was very lovely. Hey there.
Oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lost Archives. As you can hear, we are rejoined by all of our lovely players. Unfortunately, Josh, his webcam is not working tonight, but you will have enjoyed the lovely dulcet tones of that gorgeous South English accent. South English? Am I picking that right?
It's a bit of everywhere. Southwest, southeast. I'm from everywhere I am.
Central
Cool. English. Done.
The whole area of which is smaller than like Greater Brisbane.
But has more dialects apparently.
Just a casual flex there. I don't know if it was necessary, but we'll take it, I guess. That's right. This is just the campaign where a bunch of Aussies bully this poor English man to the point where he now no longer will appear on camera because of the severe mental trauma we have inflicted upon him.
The whole
mental
drop
trauma,
bear situation has scarred me for life.
it's fair. Have we told him about the emus yet? I don't even need to make up a thing about emus. They're just scary enough on their own without anyone adding anything to them.
Man, they won a war against the Australian.
They're not even the
military.
worst bird.
Correct.
I generally had a cop tell me a story where he had to mace an emu one time.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yep.
That's pretty uniquely Australian, that experience, I would say.
Yep.
A, because our cops don't carry firearms of any sort, so his only defense was pepper spray.
You probably couldn't tase them either with all the feathers.
No, that wouldn't work. No. It wouldn't at all. Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, we ain't even speaking about cassowaries yet.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They get worse. There's
Actual
It gets worse.
dinosaurs.
literal raptors. Yeah.
Just actual dinosaurs, yeah. Well, look, we will be doing our Curse of Strahd campaign tonight. I know I left us on a bit of a cliffhanger last week, and I don't want to leave us too far before we get into it. The only thing I will say is feedback has been noted. I may have had a bit of a graphical description during the episode last week of some things which were accurate medical procedures, but terrifying to hear for those who might not be familiar with them. Because of the field in which I work, I'm numb to a lot of this stuff now, and it's hard for me to know where the line is, but I now know where the line is, so don't you fear. I will be staying just on the other side of it, the side where we don't have our players need to leave and take a moment to themselves. So I promise I will take it just a little step back from where we were last week. For those of you who really enjoyed that content, I guess I'll find a way to slip it in a slightly more subtle way in future. And we've already got people on Twitch saying more graphic descriptions, please. Right. So I can't.
That's not even one of us, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I know. I can't win. Basically.
Traumatize them, Owen. That's what he said. Or she. Or
Okay.
Traumatize
We
them.
did joke just before we went live whether or not my goal would be one by one to have each of the players break. And we're discussing the best way to do that to Jacob. And I think we all decided a Toy Shop special involving Maisie Peters as the most annoying character ever would probably mean Jacob maybe doesn't break in the game, but does really struggle with listening to her music in future, which for me is a big win.
Jacob's a bit of a shitlord, though. I could see him loving it. I could see him just... He could... I don't know. I reckon there's endurance there, personally.
Thank you. I think that might be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Well,
I
there you
think
go, mate.
whatever would annoy you the most would be.
Hey, Josh is here, by the way.
Hey, did you finally plug it back in?
I managed to find where the actual on-off button was.
Hey,
He's never on.
Tech.
that'll do it. Let me chuck your camera in, and I'll arrange it. But that's the only news I have to share. We will have some slightly more fun things coming soon. I've got some fun announcements involving Avatar very, very shortly. Obviously, our Avatar Legends campaign is a bit of a fan favorite, so don't worry, that will be coming back with a special Kyoshi series very, very shortly. We just need a little bit more time to get everything together, and because I haven't yet moved across to the new place, I don't have access to the setup and some of the things that I need to run the Avatar just yet. So hold tight, it will be coming soon. And that was the only fun announcement I have to share, apart from Palword's really fun and it's taking up a lot of my spare time.
Dude,
It's really fun. It's really fun.
I love enslaving these creatures. Man, it's so much fun.
It's really fun. It's too fun. I really hope the Pokemon Company look at this and go, okay, cool. We have a lot of work to do. Somehow I doubt it though.
Oh, no,
There's no chance.
absolutely no way they're going to do that.
They're the biggest franchise in the world. They could put out the buggiest game. Well, they did put out the
They
buggiest
did.
game.
They did,
ever,
yeah,
and
multiple times.
and it's still sold. So
Look.
they don't even have to put any effort in.
They will still earn a lot of money next game they make, but I don't think they'll earn as much now. People like me, I definitely won't buy another Pokemon game. It's like the last one. But I'm not going to finally buy it now.
They're not
with
pitching at
things
you.
like Hellworld
They're
coming
pitching
out.
to 12-year-olds.
I know.
But that's where they fucked up. Like they forgot. Like they got big because of our demographic being more than a little bit obsessed in the late 90s.
They failed to recognize the target audience of people who have grown up on the outside but are still tiny little children on the inside and require those flashing lights and Pokeballs thrown at things to fulfill them inside, like to take the place of actual human connection. And that's almost our entire population from the 1990s. Anyone born 1990 to like 2000, and I'd say probably 5, I think falls into that category, right? Where we need...
Hang on. 1989 for me, thank you.
Not included in this.
Yeah, when did the first Pokemon game come out? I thought it was like 1991 or something.
No, 1996? No. Gold and Silver was 2000.
In the West or in
2000,
Japan?
so-
What do you want?
Oh, that's a good point. I'll upgrade that. Probably even the 1980s, because a 10-year-old in 1990s, even like a 15...
like I said, 96
19
the Japanese release.
There you go. Okay, yeah, so actually, no, that's really fair. I should say 1980s onwards. Probably 1980s to 2000s, that 20-year gap. All of us are in desperate need of Pokemon games, and we will support most of those games if they just catered to that demographic. We would buy them. Both copies. Red, gold, silver, blue. We would buy all of them, because we're obsessed.
We did that again when they re-released them for Virtual Console on the 3DS.
Yeah, again. Yeah, I know. I can't help myself. All right, let's do Curse of Strahd. We're locked in. Let's do some Curse of Strahd. But yeah, now that we know Power World is not going to get into any trouble and people streaming and doing stuff with Power World isn't going to cause any huge problems, I just wanted to be sure. I knew it probably wouldn't be a problem, but I just wanted to make sure we were okay. It'd be really shit to have something happen to the YouTube channel as a result of me playing Power World. But there will be content coming. There's a whole bunch of streamers who have got a server that I'm part of, and we'll have some really cool stuff coming. So yeah, actually, Haz, if you want the link to that server, I'll send it out to you.
Yeah, how's
Join us.
multiplayer go? I've only been doing singles.
Oh, it is dopamine straight into my veins. It is great.
Nice.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
I like
Owen.
catching the syndicate members and calling them people names.
Yeah. Yes.
Gregory's my best friend.
Yes. Go, Frank! Sending him out against a fucking Lamball and watching him get wrecked.
Owen, it's up to you, but isn't there like a server that you sort of got? You
Yes,
can get
that's
maybe all the cast from this channel and have them all play, the ones that do play.
That could be
You do
really
like a
fun.
stream or a video.
Yeah, it's only $30. Everyone just go buy it. Go buy
Reenact the stream.
it. We could.
Get the cleaver out.
Oh my
Not
god,
quite
yeah.
scissors, but close
Yeah.
enough.
I did that the other day. I had a human that I caught. I had a cleaver and I was like, I wonder what this does. Oh boy. It works. It works. Yeah.
I'll
Alrighty.
remind you of your graphic description to Tom on the following Monday.
I'm not going to do that, Tom. I'm not going to do that to you again.
Oh,
Let's do our recap. Let's jump into the session and let's enjoy some Curse of Strahd. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Luther, Jonor, Grinner, Tithla, and newcomer Killian, an adventurer from a distant land. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have been travelling west in search of an escape. With Tithla's burns still requiring medical attention and Killian suffering from a vampire bite, the team have made the journey west to the village of Kresk and the abbey located in the mountains high above. The trip was made partly in the company of Nikolai and Stella Wachter, the last surviving children of the Wachter family, who also needed the assistance of a healer, Stella having suffered a mental break following exposure to an unstable portal in the town of Vallaki. Having detoured slightly away from the Wachters to visit the Wizard of Wine's vineyard, the team have now reunited with them at the Abbey of St. Markovia. Greeted at the gates by two misshapen humanoid forms, Otto and Siegfried, two mongrel folk who reside within the Abbey, the group confirmed that they were here for healing and posed no threat to the monastery, allowing the two mongrel folk to lead them calmly and peacefully into the Abbey courtyard. After a short wait, in which the team discovered strange sheds containing insane mongrel folk nearby, the Abbot emerged from within the walls. A tall, human-looking male with a bald head and slightly alien-looking features, Theo quickly deduced the Abbot was likely a being not dissimilar to his understanding of Archfey. Inviting the group inside, the Abbot first healed Tithla's burns, removing the burnt and damaged tissue and regrowing fresh skin in its place. While Theo and Luther discussed the existence of a secret lockbox holding some goodies that the Vistani had previously asked them to steal, Jonor had some insights into the true nature of the Abbot. Meanwhile, Grinner seemed rather impressed with the magic on display and attempted to recruit the Abbot against Strahd and the other dark power active in Barovia, offering his own body in trade, specifically allowing the Abbot to swap his damaged liver for a fresh one from a werewolf. Unfortunately, the success the Abbot had with helping Tithla wasn't repeated on Grinner. As the transmutation magic began to spiral into chaos, the party could only watch on in horror as Grinner's teeth began to elongate, his eyes turning slightly yellow. We left off last session as Grinner looked up to see Rose, the ghostly form, slowly transforming as well, her translucent figure taking on a more wolf-like visage as her arms began to elongate, claws replacing fingers. And we left off as Rose turned towards you, Grinner, and said, Grinner, I think something's wrong. And I believe you went, yeah, I know something's wrong. I'm turning into a wolf. And then you looked at her and you watched as she threw her head back and howled. Her face slowly starting to elongate into a muzzle, arms elongating, claws beginning to push free from her fingers. We're going to jump straight back in. So the people
I leave him alone for one session.
I know, right? Yeah, you leave him alone for one session. The Abbot mentions to Grinner that his kidneys and liver aren't doing very well, and he offers to trade Grinner's liver for an upgraded one. Says, I've got this human who is partway transformed into a werewolf. Would you like that liver? It's probably better. And Grinner went, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I've got no questions. That sounds good.
There's also a brief moment where Tithla was eating Grinner's liver fat. So that was just
why?
I think that's as far as I got, yeah.
Yeah. I actually forgot about that. I think I repressed it.
She started out.
So thank you for opening the vault up again on that one. We're going to jump straight back in. So Grinner, in the room with you, I believe Jonor and Theodore were in the room with you. Killian, Luther, and Tithla.
I would not be there.
No.
I would be stopping this in its tracks.
No, I had left to go plan a robbery with
Luther.
With Luther, yeah.
So it's actually just Grinner and Jonor in the room together. Killian, Theodore, Luther, you're sitting by Tithla's bedside. Tithla having just woken up. Luther, as you look at Tithla's skin, because that's right, we're going to jump over with the other guys first, haha. As you look at Tithla's skin, it's perfect. There is not a blemish, not a scar. In fact, any of the markings, scars, cuts, any of that is gone. It's almost like she has completely fresh new skin, regrown perfectly. Tithla herself, when she first woke up, was a little bit confused and disoriented. I had Killian give her a little hug. Josh, just because he noticed that she was a bit upset, so he sort of gave her like a half hug and she pulled him into a real hug. And then while Theo and Luther were kind of discussing potentially going looking for this lockbox that the Vistani had previously mentioned, they were going to offer you a trade, right? Your escape from Barovia in exchange for the lockbox. And while you have learnt that that's a lie, that they can get you out, the lockbox still could be interesting. So the two of you have been discussing how to steal that. inside the Abbot's practice, Jonor, you watch as Grinner begins to twitch and writhe. Grinner, you feel your muscles almost on fire. And as you look down, you can see the hair along your arms starting to grow thicker. Your fingernails pulsing and aching, pushing against the flesh of your hands. Your teeth, you can feel your jaw clicking and moving as bone grinds against cartilage inside your mouth as you feel your jaw dislocate for a moment and then crack back into place. Even with the anesthetic that the Abbot had fed you, this feels uncomfortable. You can only imagine how painful this would be without that anesthetic dulling the pain. And as you see Rose throw her head back and howl, you watch as she vanishes, disappearing from view.
Oh, fucking stop it! Stop it!
What's going on here? Abbot,
Jonor!
What's going on here?
Jonor, as you stare at the Abbot, you can see the celestial runes that he had been channeling are now completely out of his control, as they swirl around Grinner's body, carving lines across his flesh that is quickly replaced by this dark grey-brown fur, this almost like dusky fur. You can see the Abbot, his eyes glowing wide, muttering in his breath in celestial, "No, I can hold it! No, please come back! Lysander, why have you forsaken me?" Just muttering repeatedly under his breath as the magic swirls around him. The runes cutting across his flesh as well, bleeding light out of the scars and cuts that these runes leave behind. The air in the room begins to grow close, feeling like a sense of pressure pushing in from all around as the magic swirls uncontrollably. Jonor, you can see Grinner. You can hear him begging for help. What do you do?
I walk over to Abbot, I get right in front of his face, and I swap the Celestial. I go, "Hey Abbot, what do you need me to do right now? Tell me what you need. Let's shape the future."
Okay, shape the future, I like that. It's magic. I have no control. It is wild magic. I need guidance. I need Lysander's light to help me.
Lysander? You mean Lysander? Hey, Luther, get in here right now.
As you run to the door and pull it open, calling out into the corridor, I think might not be the best time to. Oh no, perfect timing.
Oh no, it was just a quick thing. Sorry.
Awesome, Luther. As Jonor flings back the door to the practice, you can see glowing light, golden light flickering, almost like this black off purple color reflecting in the cracks of lightning as the magic swirls out of control. As Jonor sprints to the door, throws it open, and calls out to you, Luther.
I look at everyone. Tithla, you stay here. You rest. Everyone else, that is ominous. That glow. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Get in here right now. We need Lysander, and I'm gonna run back to the Abbot.
Okay, I'm gonna run. Ooh. Something seems off. Jonor gets flustered, but I've never seen him that flustered.
Perfect. I'm going to throw us into a pseudo initiative, just because I need to keep track of time for this next little bit. So what I'll get you to do is, if everyone could click on their tokens and roll initiative, just so that I can keep track of things that are happening. And the Abbot will go at the beginning of each round.
I am much more preoccupied with my heist plans than helping Grinner.
Yeah. to be fair as well, like, Tithla's still recovering, and the focus would kind of be a bit split. Grinner, rather appropriately, with a 20, you are the first to react. As you look up, you can see the Abbot shaking as one of the runes begins to twist and slam into his forehead, causing his head to sort of push back as you see this large cut graze across him. The runes, these magical lights, which seem to fill the air with these symbols, now taking on almost a physical presence as they slice into anyone coming close. As this one cuts across the Abbot's forehead, you see light begin to bleed out through the cut, and as his head snaps down, the light from his eyes fades, and as he meets your eyes, you hear him say, "I'm so sorry," before he is blasted back into the wall away from you. Grinner, what would you like to do on your turn?
So remind me, the new liver's in, and I've been stitched up or like it's been closed
magically closed. So your old liver was removed. He placed the new liver inside of you and began to seal it with some sort of transmutation magic, which he has lost control of. You are lying shirtless on the table, your coat draped over the chair next to you, lying on this operating table. No blood, no cuts, no open wounds. They've all been healed, but you can feel your insides squirming and moving as if alive. And as you try to move, you can feel your muscles protesting against you.
But I'm not transforming yet. I'm just kind of
you can feel your bones creaking. You can hear the sound of grinding within you. You can feel your fingernails pushing against your fingers, the hair on your arms growing longer, and your jaw shifting and changing. Something seems very wrong.
There's medical equipment around, isn't there?
Yeah, tables full of it. Tables and shelves full of medical equipment.
Okay.
And an alchemy work table as well, just behind you, probably about like 2 or 3 meters away from your head as you lie down, is an alchemy work table filled with decanters, beakers, jars, pipettes, all sorts of glassware.
All right, I'm gonna grab. I would assume there's an obsidian knife somewhere on one of the tables. Yep, I'm gonna roll over. Nah, fuck this, fuck that. Grab it, and I'm gonna cut myself back open again, and I'm trying to get my liver out.
Okay.
Not a recommended self-care procedure.
Could I get a Constitution saving throw, please, as you attempt to roll off the table, grab a knife, and cut into yourself, essentially making an attack action?
Oh, God.
16 for your con save. As you reach forward and grab at this small, I'm going to say, like a small black glass dagger, probably obsidian. As you grab at it with your hand and you go to bring it back, as you look down at your hand, you can see your fingernails taking on a much more claw-like appearance. Your natural fingernails falling out as these small claws begin to replace them. As you stab into yourself with the knife, could I please have you roll me a d6?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, there we go. Hey.
6. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You take 8 points of piercing damage as you stab yourself with this blade and try to cut into your flesh. Oh. You don't really know where your liver is, so you're just having a best guess at this bad boy.
Well, I knew where he cut me open before. So.
Yeah, and you saw the abbot kind of like poke at it before, so you got a vague idea. But as you stab at it and cut across yourself, that's how much damage you take.
Oh.
Cool. Grinner.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm doing everything that I can to avoid thinking about what the fuck I'm currently doing, and am trying to get my fingers in and have a scoop around at something liver shaped because I saw it come out. So I'm gonna find
That's
it.
So gross.
I'm gonna say that this is like, because your action is to cut into yourself, but you do have an extra attack, don't you? So could you roll me I guess this could be a sleight of hand check?
Out of curiosity, what's your medicine skill?
Yeah.
How high is that?
It's +1.
Medicine's actually pretty good.
Yeah, just wondering how much Grinner knows about what he's doing.
Well, he's seen a lot of things fall out of people, but whether or not he knows exactly where they fall out from...
He knows how to take them out and not put them in.
Yeah.
Which is what he's doing, so...
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, that one.
Okay.
Grinner.
For reaching into yourself with the... Oh my God, it's so bad.
That hand's not going in slightly.
Grinner. I mean, you're panicked, right? Like, this is just sheer panic. You just jab your hand in, grab the first thing you can find with your fingers, and tear it out.
Oh my God,
as
you,
bad. This is bad. As you rip out.
Are you that color because it's green glow, or have you just gone really white?
I'm all good, baby. Keep on going.
As you tear into your own flesh and rip out, you feel pain more than the anesthetic could ever overcome. Not excruciating, it's this dull pain. But as you look down, the horror of what you're doing kind of sets in. As you look down your hands and see lengths of this rubbery, pink, tube-like viscera, covered in blood, bleeding heavily, coating your hands as you tear into this, and you feel this hollowness within your abdomen begin to form. I am definitely going to need a sanity check if that's okay.
Did I just disembowel
From everybody
myself?
watching.
Yes, this is part of your small intestine you have removed.
At least the abbot said he'd revive
Damn
him.
it.
Yep. Well, there it is down the bottom.
It's just a special
Roll
skill.
that
Yeah,
in
I
the
made it
wild.
as a custom skill on D&D Beyond.
Oh, so good.
That's a 10. That is a fail. Let's have a quick peekaroo at your current sanity, Grinner. Actually, your sanity's fine. That's only taking you down. Okay, no, you're okay.
Owen, can we have a quick reminder on sanity?
Yes, so the way sanity works, that's a really good call. So the way sanity works is it's a roll basically equal to either your constitution plus your intelligence or constitution plus your wisdom, because you kind of have like different mental stats to help you overcome sanity, either knowing things or being wise enough to be able to analyze them and understand them. You also have a total sanity score, which is these two values plus 10. Every time you fail a check by 5 or more, you go down a sanity and you roll a madness. When you drop below certain thresholds on that scale, so for example, Grinner had a total of 13 sanity as his maximum. He is now down to 11. If he was to drop to 10, that would then be a long-term madness that would then be triggered by that roll.
So good.
As opposed to the rampant alcoholism and depression that he's got going at the moment, which are not
So one of the
long-term.
long-term madnesses, if you roll 100 on it, you realize that you're nothing but a series of numbers and descriptions on a piece of paper being controlled by some unknown entity. So I had a lot of fun with the madness tables. So that one was a really fun one. Most of them are serious, like genuine. I tried to get as like obviously with the injury table, with the sanity table, I try and get it as close to like realistic medical science as possible. With the madness table, I chucked in a few curveballs because why not? Hey, it's fun. And humans are capable of believing a great many ludicrous things, so I thought that would be a fun one to chuck in. And elves, and satyrs, and dwarves. Yeah, Grinner, that's not good. That's the end of your turn. I need you to roll me, please, another Constitution saving throw. This one for something else entirely.
Okay.
I'm looking for a high number on this one.
Oh,
Come on, buddy. Whoa, we got a crit.
Is that a natural 20?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Grinner. The shifting, moving sensation within your body, the feeling of your bones cracking and changing, seems to slow. And for the moment, seems to halt. Some primal part of you, the fear, the anxiety, the fight, flight, this bestial, this ancient reptilian part of your brain has wrestled control. Not just over itself, but over your entire body. And for the moment, everything has stopped.
Oh,
cool,
good.
let's move on to Luther.
Okay, first things first, I'm going to sprint up to the door and have a look at what's actually happening.
As you look into the room, you can see a large, almost octagonal room. In the very center is a large patient work table made of stone. Along the walls and around the edges of the room are various bookcases full of books, as well as numerous shelvings and workbenches full of all manner of medical devices. There's also a large alchemy table. You can see that's been set up to distill chemicals, liquids, powders, all sorts of things set up right near this main table. Sitting on the edge of this table, no shirt, no jacket, bare from the waist up. Grinner has stabbed himself. You can see he's still holding the obsidian blade in his left hand, right hand. You're
Does he
right-handed,
look
aren't
like a wolf at the moment, though?
Would
Is
be
he got, like,
right-handed.
is he sort of like wolf sort of Grinner at the moment?
Not that visibly. I'm assuming as you slam the doors open, Grinner would probably like turn to look, given he's in this fight-flight mode. You can see his eyes are this orange-yellow. But apart from that, like, it's mostly subtle otherwise. Like, his hair is much thicker on his arms, his fingernails have gone out as like slight claws, but if he's holding around a knife, it's very hard to see. You can see that his facial hair has started to push out a little bit. It's much more of a 5 o'clock shadow than it normally is. And yeah, if you could see inside his mouth at all, you could see his canine teeth are much more prominent than they were before. And the Abbot, who is this very tall, willowy man, bald head, is currently slumped against the wall to your right, head down, muttering to himself. all around the room, you can see these glowing runes, golden but flickering onto this like off purple black color as the magic swirls around. The room itself has this feeling of pressure, as if things are being pulled in towards the center, towards Grinner.
Okay, I'm gonna immediately look at Jonor and go, "What happened?" Like, just like
He's
I'm trying to like.
Heal him, and he's failed.
But what? Why does he look like that?
He's given up or he's failed his spell.
Why does he look like a wolf?
Are you talking about Grinner?
Wolf features.
He's got a werewolf liver in him.
What?
He's werewolf liver.
And you thought this was a good idea? You thought this was a good idea? You, Jonor, who's smart and intelligent.
There is one more thing I should add to the description, Luther. You can see on the floor next to Grinner is a partially dismembered body of a person partly through the transformation into a werewolf.
What the hell is that?
Douglas.
Okay.
The donor.
I can't wait right now. I'm just going to rush up to Grinner and I'm going to mutter under my breath, "Don't let this happen to my family again. Not again." And then I grab my silver, I have a silver short sword. I place it on him, on Grinner, to start like weakening him. And then I start muttering under my breath, "Lysander, please, I ask again. In his weakened state now with this silver, revert him back. Stop this. Please, I call you right now. I need your help."
As you place the sword against Grinner's skin, you can see a very faint red rash begin to spread out from the contact point. Grinner, it doesn't hurt, doesn't feel painful. There's no like smoke coming up. There's this slight discoloration of the skin around the edge of the blade.
I don't even think Grinner would have noticed, to be honest. He's got his small intestine in one hand.
You've Kali-marred yourself, basically.
I see that, and I put that out of my mind for now.
Yeah, it's a self-Kali-mar. As you begin praying to Lysander, Luther, could I please have a religion check with advantage?
Okay, thank God, because I'm not good at them. Actually, no, I'm +4. I lie. 18. That's not bad.
Okay, 15 and 18. We'll take the 18. Luther, the connection you have with Lysander, with your god, is a very personal one. Lysander saved you from a fate, in your eyes, worse than death, worse than anything that could happen, being turned into a monster that preys upon the weak, the helpless, was abhorrent to you. And the fear of that history repeating itself with your great-great-grandnephew in Grinner, especially now that you know the connections you have with him, and you've begun to see the family bonds that exist there. That fear pushes through whatever barriers, whatever mist obscures the light in this realm. And you feel a warmth suffuse within you. You watch as the magic runes suddenly seize in place, and one by one begin to go out, the light disappearing from them. The red skin, where the silver sword is touching Grinner, slowly begins to turn back to normal. But otherwise, Grinner doesn't seem to change. Grinner, you no longer have those feelings of the bones shifting and moving anyway. So as far as you're aware, Luther is there keeping you company, but nothing seems too different at this point.
Just holding a sword to me.
Not holding it to you, I'm holding the flat of the blade, pressed up against you, so it's not drawing any blood.
Imagine Jared, kind of like Luther, spins the sword around, so he's holding the hilt at the top and then presses it down, so his arm's on top of the flat, and then so it's almost like you're putting your arm across him with the sword underneath it. So there's no way it could be threatening, right? You're not using it as a And I kind of imagine if you're just trying to draw it as quickly as possible and do that, that's the natural way that sword would fit. If you reached down and pulled it out and then immediately placed it, that's the quickest way to place it against his skin. Alrighty, Luther, anything else on your turn? I'd say that's probably your action. If you wanted to spend your bonus action, I'd say that you still can if you had anything else you wanted to do.
I don't really have many bonus actions.
That's okay. No dramas.
Yeah, I think I've already done a fair bit. I talked a while too, so I could almost say that's fair. I'll end my turn now.
Killian. Currently, you are seated out in the main hospital wing. You can see 8 beds on each side of the hallway. As I described last session, there's a few other people there currently taking up the beds, but at this point you're sitting next to Nikolai and Stella in one bed and then Tithla in the other bed. At this point you were seated on the edge of that bed, Tithla having just woken up from her procedure with the Abbot, looking fully healed, looking perfect. When you hear Jonor cry out for help and watch Luther dash down the hallway to the Abbot's operating theatre and to his practice. I hand over to you.
Did the Abbot get a chance to get round to me yet?
Yes. Have we done that yet, or no? I think I was saving that for when you were back.
Yeah. Okay. You're still a bit bitey.
Actually, to be honest, Tithla never should have gone first. We should have really kind of like let Tithla suffer for at least another session or two to keep in character with how these things run.
That was discussed, but I think it was something like a test or a trial. Let's sacrifice Tithla first.
Killian, unfortunately, you have not yet been attended to. The Abbot did say he would come out and help you, but it seems like whatever this was with Grinner, something's gone wrong. Very, very wrong.
Yeah, I'm not in any sort of a state to go and help because I'm still on 15 hit points, so as my max. So I'm gonna just sort of sit there with Tithla, and I'm gonna go to get up, realise that I'm definitely not strong enough to do it, and I'm just gonna sort of fall back onto the bed and be like, "It's not fair for me to just walk off and leave you, Tithla. I'm going to stay here. The others are more than capable to deal with whatever is going on in there. I'm going to stay with you."
It's okay. It's okay. You can go. We should go.
No, you need to rest. You've just had new skin. By the way, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I know. Oh, the new skin, sure.
You are now 50 shades of green.
Oh, I was going for just one. Something's wrong.
It's the cheerful way you say something's wrong that I quite enjoy. Very realistic for someone coming out of like a really solid general anesthetic.
All right, well, let's go. And
Killian, under no circumstances do you think Tithla should be sitting up, going anywhere near this.
Tithla stands up and goes to walk towards the door.
No, Tithla, come on.
Probably 50-50 whether it's towards the door or the wardrobe.
Jacob, get Tithla.
Jacob's not here. Jacob got iced earlier.
Jacob got poofed. Jacob's not been around.
I'm delusional. I think
yeah.
I can
You know what?
I love the idea.
Like,
Killian being like, Jacob.
Grabs a pillow.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob, yes. Why am I cuddling Jacob?
Next to you on the bed, you see Nikolai. Stella's currently asleep. Nikolai sort of looks towards both of you, looking really confused. He goes, I don't think either of you should be going anywhere near that.
That's okay. We'll protect you.
No. I think I should be protecting you. I have a. And he reaches down and pulls out a short sword.
Tithla pulls out a dagger.
I'm not going to fight you, Tithla. I was going to protect you. I was going to stand guard.
No, I'm going to protect you.
How about we protect each other right here?
Yes, I'll protect you, and I'll protect me. And you protect Killian. Killian's a baby sometimes.
I've just
tell him
decided
that.
to wrap myself up
Tithla's
into a ball on the
whispering
bed
to
now.
Killian.
Perfect. Brilliant. I love that you guys are having this moment of joy while Grinner goes through what is probably the worst experience up until now. Well, maybe second worst experience up until now.
I just went through the worst experience. I get a moment.
That's fair. Jonor, unless there's anything else Killian wanted to do, I will pass over to you. No, I see just shaking his head.
Nope.
Jonor.
Seeing Luther run in, place the sword on a devastated Grinner, and see some celestial work going on there, some godlike work rather, and seeing the magic actually work seems it would have shocked him for a moment there. He glances over at the Abbot and see if he acknowledges the work that's been done right in front of us. Does he realize?
You can see the Abbot is looking up, eyes wide, but the spell hasn't fully ended yet. You can see the energy still swirling around his hands, feeding the vortex of runes. And while the runes that are currently in the air have frozen and begin going out, the magic is still tethering him to Grinner. You can see weaves of light still binding him to Grinner's flesh as the transmutation magic is still active. It's just not progressing right now.
I see he's looking at the runes flying around. Jonor calmly walks over to the Abbot and gets almost in line of sight between him and Grinner, and he drops down to one knee, and he stares Abbot in the eyes as his eyes get a gold tinge to them. And Jonor pops his shoulders forwards and two wings pop out. A big flush of golden light and feathers pop out from behind. And I lean in slightly closer to his face. Hey, Abbot, you're going to have a bit of help from a few other Celestials here. You can finish that spell. Whatever you do to fix this, I'll make sure it's a success. I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, finish your casting of your spell.
Okay. Could I have you please roll me a... Could I get you to make me a persuasion check with advantage, please? As you take on your Aasimar form. 3, not so great. 13, a bit better. We'll take the 13.
Good.
As you take on your Aasimar form and whisper these words to him. I'm assuming, are you speaking in Celestial or Common?
Celestial at this
Celestial.
point.
Yeah, awesome. And as you speak in Celestial, first time he's heard you speak Celestial to him, right? Because so far you've just been listening. You watch as his eyes suddenly snap up. The unfocused, almost madness in his eyes suddenly pauses. And you see this shrewd, intelligent, but very damaged man suddenly look back at you. And as your eyes meet, you can see the light silver flecks of golden eyes looking back at you. You feel this strength and wisdom. But inside, it's held almost in like a cracked clay pot. Delicate, on the verge of being lost forever. But as you place that hand upon him, and he gazes into your eyes, that strength, that sense of knowledge that you have, this commitment to doing the right thing, seems to flow through into him, giving him strength in turn. And as he returns your gaze, he says nothing, but nods. And as he slowly begins to stand next to you, you watch as his skin begins to bleed into a silver, almost platinum-like appearance. As large angel wings burst from his back, his form shifting, taking on a much more muscular look. As he stands up and stares towards the table where Grinner is sitting. However, it is not his turn, so he can't do anything else for the moment. Anything else on your turn, Jonor?
I would say to him, Lysander hasn't been answering your calls, but listen to the calls Lysander has been answering right in front of you.
Very nice.
And that's it.
Theo.
I should say held action. If he does a spell, portent for my highest roll for him to spell. That's what I would do.
I had a strong feeling that was your play. Alrighty.
Theo will be dashing in right behind. I assume as soon as Luther moved, I would have been following in behind. So I think, a mere second behind Luther getting into that room, I'd be behind him, seeing Grinner fucking laid out and getting a little lasso with his small intestine there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. You don't get the sense that's probably not what was meant to happen.
I will sprint over. Oh, this is probably beyond slapping a healing word into it, isn't it?
Look, you get the sense yelling "Get better!" at an intestine poking out of a stomach probably isn't going to cut it.
Look, regardless, I am going to try. I will run over and apply a nice healing word to him.
Perfect.
Just in the hopes to staunch some of that bleeding that's just probably gushing out of him at this point. Probably can't put intestines back in with a word, but hopefully just less bleeding out.
7 hit points. Not bad. That's pretty good for a healing word.
I think that's the best it can do, actually, for me.
Is it max or is it almost max?
I think that's a 4 plus my 3 in charisma.
Shit,
so.
that is max. That is peak healing word. You have been fully healing worded. Not fully healed, but just fully healing worded.
It's not word. It's a healing poem at this stage.
It's a healing song.
Healing haiku.
Yeah. I like that. Healing haiku. Get better. Intestines back inside, not on floor. If that was actually a proper structure for haiku, let me know. I've got no fucking idea. I hope it was.
It sounded good.
Sounded good.
Yeah, for the remainder of my turn, I'd like to... In this room was one of the potential
locations of
locations. So I'd like to spend some time after I've taken care of my friend, just
priorities.
A little peeksy poo around. Just
I love the idea of you rushing in.
And then just meanders around the room.
Theo like rushed in, he's like, you'll be better soon, mate. That's his healing word, and then begins rummaging through the cupboards. Great.
Yeah, is there anything out that would appear lockbox-ish?
I'll get you to make me an investigation or perception check, your choice. That's pretty funny.
I'm full of concern, deep concern.
19. It doesn't appear like you're that full of concern. I think you're more full of concern of where the lockbox might be located.
To be fair, a lot of this is self-inflicted.
All of it is. As you begin peering around the room, there are a number of small containers scattered across these benches, some of which you suspect probably contain instruments, some of which might contain herbs, might contain substances used in the process of healing or for understanding how the body functions. But 2 of them in particular, on the bookshelves, 1 silver, 1 wood, almost about the same size as a cigar case, small, rectangular, a little bit taller than your average cigar case, but these 2 boxes, each with locks on them, padlocks, very small padlocks, do stand out to your sylvan eyes.
Alright, good to know.
Yeah. The goat within you sees these little shiny objects and the curtain and thinks that curtain looks delicious, but also the shiny boxes.
Good God, curtain.
Yeah.
they don't make curtains in these realms like they do in the Fae.
Nah, man. No one makes a silk curtain as good as the Fae do. Alrighty. We'll go... we did technically skip Tithla's go, but it kind of sounded like we were doing Tithla and Killian together, so I will jump over. Because I will say, though, Jacob did not click on his character when he clicked the initiative, so I can't take all that.
I'm going to say that I did, and if it didn't work, then that's because technology fails. I definitely clicked on Tithla.
There you go, everybody.
I will wait for your apology.
You'll be waiting a while. Back at the top of the round. Jonor, you watch as the Abbot begins to try and maintain control over the spell once again, as he focuses now in this much more angelic form. Your suspicions before, Jonor, 100% confirmed. He is a Deva, definitely. But his skin, which would normally be this perfect, almost like a marble or silver appearance, you can see cracks across it, where almost like a dark corruption has set in. You're not sure who else can see this, though. You get this, the others don't seem to have reacted. You get the sense you might be the only person seeing the Abbot in his true Deva form right now. Something to do with your embracing of your Aasimar nature. You get the sense that's why you're getting this view of him. But you watch as the Abbot begins to twist and weave the magic. I'm going to roll for him. Are you going to portent no matter what he rolls?
Yeah, I told him that's what I was going to do.
Okay, perfect. I will roll because I do want to see what he gets, because it would be interesting. And what's your portent roll?
It's a 1? No, it's 15.
15. That is better. Yeah. We were looking at a solid 8 until you portented that. Wow, I have not rolled well for the Abbot with magic tonight. That was ever since Grinner wanted to get his liver updated. It has not been a good day for the Abbot as a spellcaster, especially after Tithla's incredible 99 on a D100. Yeah. Jonor.
Yeah, it's the Abbot having a bad day.
That's a good point. It was actually technically Raph's roll. I had forgotten that. Yeah, Jonor, you watch as the Abbot first slow and unsure, begins to build in confidence, feeling that support, feeling that strength, and that conviction that you have that this will work out, that Lysander is on his side. You watch as once again he regains control over the transmutation magic, the chaotic energy bound back. Grinner, you feel this slithering movement in your hand, and as you look down, your small intestine slowly begins to back up inside of you as it is sucked back in, the skin slowly folding over and resealing, leaving not a single mark behind at all. But the dried blood, well, actually probably wouldn't be dry, it would be wet at this stage. Your hand is still coated in wet blood and bits of viscera, which do not get sucked back in. But as the wound fully heals and begins to seal back over, the abbot finally lets the magic drop. And as it does so, he drops to his knees, and you watch as tears begin to pour down his face. I will take us out of initiative now, just because we don't need to be tracking time anymore. None of the changes that had happened to you already, Grinner, none of them are reversed. Your eyes are still this golden orange color. You can feel your teeth in your mouth sharp against your lips, where before they would have felt... It feels unfamiliar. Something feels wrong within your mouth. Your teeth feel odd, sharp against your tongue. And as you look down at your hands, you can see that small claws have replaced your fingertips. Tiny, but they are there nonetheless. These dark black claw-like fingernails.
Grinner's hands are shaking, noticing that everything's stabilized. He's probably just going to drop the knife.
As the obsidian blade clatters to the floor, you watch as it cracks along its handle and splits partly open, these tiny little shards of almost like obsidian sand spilling across the floor underneath the table. The abbot doesn't wince, doesn't seem to even notice, just sits there kneeling, gently weeping, as Jonor keeps his hand, I'm guessing, on his back or shoulder, Jonor comfortingly, how it was before.
Yeah.
I think Grinner's going to kind of, hands still shaking, like trembling, he'll stare blankly, open-mouthed at the abbot, and then stare at Luther, who's standing there next to him. Probably just staring at him, staring into his eyes, just blankly at this point. Just there's nothing. This is a little bit too much right now.
Grinner, I'd like you to roll me, please, a D100. I'd like to know how far these changes have progressed and what changes I need to make to your character sheet, please.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
71. Okay. Grinner, what's your current perception?
Current perception? Like passive or...
Just your normal perception, active perception.
It's a plus
Just pulling it open now so I can have a look as well. Yeah, it looks like +1. Grinner, I'd like you to make a note in your character sheet. When you make a perception check to smell, you have advantage.
Okay.
And to hear, sorry, smelling and hearing. You have advantage.
Smoking cigarettes is going to suck now.
Yeah, you're going to hear
that. So, I will say, like, I'm still, like, OV, but I'm, like, eyes closed, and I'm just focusing on a chant. So you sort of hear me sort of whispering under my breath, Lysander, morning lord, hear my plea. In shadows deep I turn to thee, guide my kin through the darkest night, fill my heart with your warming light. Grant me strength when shadows fall, in your dawn I stand tall. With each sunrise hope restored, Lysander be my guiding lord.
That is incredible. Did you write that?
That was pretty good, mate.
GPT did.
That is
Hey,
unbelievably good. Holy shit, that's awesome.
I'm just muttering that like constantly on repeat, like eyes closed, praying. I don't have the amulet anymore because I gave it to the mother, but I still like to think that even without that, I'm still, you know, obviously like Lysander's still there. So I'm just on repeat. I haven't even noticed anything else that's going on. I haven't noticed that Grinner's woken up and that there's change. I've just been stuck in that focusing on that. And I will say this: you probably hear kin that I keep saying that, like that keeps popping up, which is interesting.
Yeah. Grinner.
I'd put my hand on top of Luther's, seeing as he's kind of doing his thing just to make him aware of the outside world.
I shake free of it.
Just
I have a look at you, see that like obviously something is paused. It hasn't reversed, but it's paused, and you sort of see like me breathe a sigh of relief, just for a little bit.
I'd probably just pat you on the cheek and just go, "All right, cheers for that."
Look, a font of gratitude, big Grinner. Yeah, right.
Like,
Thanks,
what
mate.
is-
You can fuck off now. I don't need your physical contact.
What
no
I'll do
more.
is I'll like, because I got so caught up in it and I was so wrapped up, I would sort of like stumble back and just sort of like, I'm almost like exhausted. I just called, "Oh my god," and they used me as an instrument.
Yeah. That sense of warmth within you, Luther, you haven't felt it that strongly since that first time you beseeched Lysander for help, and you had the curse of vampirism halted. It felt the same, that warmth flowing through you.
How are you feeling?
We're not great, mate. I mean, I don't. All my bits and pieces.
Oh my
went
god,
back
I
inside.
didn't even notice that before, to be honest. Like, I don't think Grinner would have. Like, sorry, I don't think I would have noticed that. Like, as Luther. Oh my. Why is there? I look around just for anyone who's. I'm like, oh, I just get a healer's kit. I have a healer's kit, so I get that out. I immediately start patching him up.
Well, it's mostly just blood on
Shush.
the outside, but no,
Shush.
it's all right.
Don't stop talking. We'll get to this. We'll get to you later.
You're in trouble, mister.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. The fuck are you doing with a wolf's liver, mate?
Wait, no, I'm angry and disappointed.
Well,
As
honestly,
I'm stitching him up, I'll talk to him and be like, "What happened? What drew you to this point?"
well, get your fucking needle out. It's all fixed. It's just blood on the outside, mate.
You're
Stop
holding
poking
your
at
small
me.
intestine in your hand.
No, I was.
As you begin wiping away the blood, Luther, the skin is fully healed. You swear you saw him
okay.
holding sections of his small intestine before, but whatever magic the abbot finally summoned at the end then, it's fixed him. It's just blood.
Huh.
He's just covered in blood of his own
Well,
blood that
that's-
he himself cut
okay.
open.
That's... Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it makes perfect sense Luther wouldn't have noticed that straight away. Like, it
No.
looks awful until you start wiping the blood and viscera away, and then you're like, oh, it's fine. It's just on the surface.
So, how did we get to this point?
Just, yeah. Right. Look, one sec. Grinner's gonna kind of just gently push him a little bit further back, stand up, crack his neck. He's still shaking. Stride over to the abbot and grab him by the lapels and lift him up.
As you do so, you see the abbot, as you saw him before, this slightly willowy man, pale skin, bald head, very almost like silvery gold eyes. And as he looks you in the eyes, you can see him weeping visibly, whispering something over and over again, a word you don't recognize. Jonor, you do. In Celestial, the abbot is whispering, "Sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Just almost like a mantra, like he's retreated within himself. The wise, powerful figure you saw before, gone. Once again, this broken shell of a man, all that remains.
Jonor, why is he saying sorry? I also know Celestial.
Ah, nice.
Oh. He was casting before, and I think he believes he failed. Well, he clearly did.
Yeah. What
But
the fuck was that?
So we got him to channel Lysander.
Why, while we were in the other room, what was going on in here? How did we get to this point? When I said goodbye to you all, everything was... Oh, not goodbye, but when I, left you for mere minutes. How did we get here?
That's actually a good point. From Luther's perspective, the last conversation you had with him was, well, I don't really want to watch Tithla get her skin removed. I'm gonna go check on the Wachters. And then Tithla gets brought out, you check on Tithla, and then you see Grinner and the Abbot and Jonor. Did you help carry the wolf body to Theo? I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
carrying this
always
half
carry that.
transformed human lycanthrope into the practice way, and then Theo emerged. But you had no idea what was going on. And I'd say even like in your minds, like you know the Abbot has specimens. He discussed it with you guys openly that he had been doing experimentation. Like I don't think it's without any doubt that you had no idea what was going to go on here.
Fair, Grinner did say
He's gone a bit of a roll.
Want to me. I mean, we didn't hear any of that, but
You
you
guys
were
weren't there for
pretty
that.
open with the
Yeah.
do what you want.
Well, there was nothing about this causing any fucking damage.
I'm going to punch him in the face.
Punch the Abbot in the face.
Yes.
Or
Yep. Make me an
as you go to punch him,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and throw myself in the way. The MMA ref just throw the body between the big hulking man and the feeble man.
Okay, perfect. In that case, then I'll get you to make me an unarmed strike, Grinner, but I'm going to give the Abbot basically the benefit of flanking from Jonor.
Okay.
So he'll get a +2 to his AC.
Oh my god.
25. Unfortunately, like Jonor's body doesn't get in the way as much as Jonor was probably hoping. Your punch connects with Jonor and then connects with the Abbot. Jonor just sort of spun off to the side, so it just knocks Jonor aside. As you deck the Abbot in the face, you watch as his head snaps back and then slowly lowers again, his eyes sort of blinking for a moment, and then they snap open and look at you. The tears suddenly stopped, and he reaches up very gently with a hand and slowly begins to pull your hand off his lapel.
I don't. Yeah, I do. I let him do that.
Yeah.
Right, you're back. What the fuck was that, you silly twat?
The magic, it went wild. It was uncontrollable. It just, it was the worst I've seen in a long time. This place warps magic, but this was something else. Something about you seems different, like there were multiple conduits for the magic. It went to more than just you. What are you?
Oh,
The children.
fuck. Can I try and summon the kids?
Yes, you can. It's a barbarian feature. When you summon them intentionally, because so far mostly they've been summoned unintentionally. When you summon them intentionally, how does Grinner do it? What does it look like? It's been a while since we called upon the brother and sister.
There's not a huge amount of external. Like you'd probably see Grinner have to focus and concentrate for a second, which even that's unheard of. And the back of his hand will glow with the mark, and it'll pulse, and then they'll just be there. There's not any pomp or ceremony to it, really. They're just there. It's very subdued sort of situation.
Yeah, and when you consciously summon them, other people can see them too. This is kind of like a fusing of two of your features. We're kind of mixing together the ancestral protectors and the spirit shield to make them kind of visible. As you call upon them, summoning these two spirits in place, Rose and Thorn look very different. Well, sorry, I should say Rose looks very different to how you remember. You can see Thorn rushing up to his sister, like confused and terrified. Before you, a large bipedal lupine form stands there, mouth slightly open, panting, ghostly, almost transparent, but the eyes glowing with this almost red light as it looks around the room. Hunched over, arms much, much longer, a long bushy tail pushing out, grey, almost black-grey fur, forming almost like a mane around the shoulders and then running down over the back.
No. Rose.
The head snaps up, canine eyes staring at you.
You in there, love?
You watch as the head slowly looks down at the hands as they raise up, these large clawed hands. The head slowly turns towards you and nods slowly once.
Oh, absolutely fucking not. Grinner's gonna fly into a rage and throw himself at the abbot. You fucking fix this, you cunt!
Okay, I'm going to suspect I think I might chuck us back in initiative for this a little bit. just for the... I think we might keep that. Yeah, I think let's...
Thumbs out. We're doing the same initiative or a new one?
I think let's roll new initiatives because I think this is significantly a different enough setup that I want to kind of I want to be able to manage this a little bit differently. So yeah, I'll get everyone to roll me new initiatives.
Jacob, you have to select Tithla first and then roll the initiative.
Just a quick question for the group. Other than clicking on Tithla, how do I do that?
Just
the nat 0.
Just click natural 0.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! How is it a natural 0?
Tithla moves first.
It's impressive.
Yeah, -1. Wow, that is impressive.
It's amazing. Good lord.
I still don't know why your character art is so buff. You're so like.
My strength is fine. It's the dex and con that are bad.
Well, all the muscles are just for show. They're not functional.
I'm a full bodybuilder. Absolutely no fitness whatsoever.
I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Terry Crews tries to do yoga and then like breaks his back.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Theodore is.
All that time he tries to run, all the time he tries to parkour.
Oh, I love when he runs when he's hurt his back too. He does a little shuffle. That's Theodore.
Terry Crews is an incredible physical actor when given the space to do right? Like, phenomenal. I'm going to use the priest token for the abbot just because the one I've got I don't want to use just yet. It's a nice spicy one I want to save just for the moment. Alrighty, so this is going to be fun.
I'm so sorry.
This is not the fourth session in a row that you've had to say something like that. Started you trying to KO Strahd.
To be fair as well, you do seem to be very committed to some very like questionable behaviors that you then immediately put on whoever happened to be complicit in them, which I find hilarious.
Hey, Abbot, you can do whatever you want to my body as long as you help me. Fuck you, bro.
How dare you touch my body?
To me, not to the kids.
True, fair.
You didn't tell him. You didn't warn him about them at all. How is he supposed to know that you were bound?
That is also
because they're already dead.
I assume he's some kind of mind reader.
That's right. You didn't think, did you?
Alrighty, let me quickly roll for the abbot and let's see the damage. Brilliant. Alrighty, so in order, we've got Tithla up first. Rather appropriately, Tithla, sounds like it's all calmed down in the other room. Sounds like it's all okay.
Killian, it sounds like it's all calmed down in the other room. It sounds like it's okay.
Oh, get back into bed then and rest.
Did you hear us thwack?
Okay. Well, she puts her dagger away, grabs a pillow and grabs the other pillow and cuddles up, and she shuts her eyes and goes, "Good night, Jacob. Good night, Killian. Good night, everybody."
It's lovely. It's at that moment, Tithla, right as you're about to fall asleep, you hear "Ah!" as Grinner begins raging and throws himself at the abbot.
Yep. I'm not.
We still haven't fixed Killian.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Isn't that... Oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know Killian was still horribly maimed.
Killian has a maximum HP right now of 15. Like, a stiff breeze could genuinely take Killian out.
It's fine. Tithla went 40 odd sessions being completely maimed. I think Killian can go probably 1 without dying.
I don't know.
No, you can't. We're not letting that happen to Killian.
That's a good thing.
It's all in the name. Critical Killian, liability Tithla.
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue.
It rolls off the tongue.
We've admittedly been making our way to the Abbot for this reason. To help.
Stop for a brief
like
insurrection and then go that way.
If you had a draw, it would have looked like a bowl of spaghetti.
We had to do the bloodless coup.
You did have to do the bloodless coup. That's a good point. Grinner, Bonus action, rage, action, unarmed strike.
Just unarmed striking at the Abbot.
Make me an attack. This is going to be... I can already see where this is going. This is going to be good. That's an 18 to hit. That is just enough.
Is Jonor still protecting him?
Jonor was kind of like pushed away by the first attack. Jonor, would you still be trying to...
They started talking a little bit. I would have backed off a bit. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was quite sudden too when he just started laying into him again.
Alrighty. In that case, then, yeah, Grinner, roll me some damage.
It should have come through. I think it was
7 damage. I'll mark that off right now.
Add some for your rage as well.
Yes.
Oh yes. How do I do that again? What do I add?
This
It'll be
+2.
it's standard. Yeah.
Not
yeah.
attacks.
Pretty sure it's 2. So that's 9 points of damage, and you get another attack if you'd like to use it.
I don't think I do because my bonus action was to rage.
Oh,
Isn't that how
right.
that works?
Oh no, but
I
your
think you still
attack
get 2
action is 2
actions.
attacks.
You still have
okay.
Yep, I'm pretty sure you
Because
still
your
get 2
attack action
actions.
is 2 attacks,
I'll do it again. then.
so they count as
I
one.
believe you have the feature extra attack, which specifically lets you make an attack. We did. I was going to introduce a community summoned NPC this turn. Bryn Brassack spent some channel points to summon an NPC, but it's going to be hard to sort of shoehorn that in to this somehow. Grinner, that's
We'll
a
find out.
22.
After all, 80 meters.
That
It
definitely
will
hits.
come. It will come, Brun. It will come. but
6
maybe
damage,
Not tonight.
additional 2 damage for rage is 8
Almost.
damage as you smash the Abbot again, just punching twice, I'm guessing, directly into the face.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Anything else on your turn?
No, nothing from Grinner, but feel free to just pull him off.
As you do this, Grinner, and begin attacking, you feel a clawed hand grab at you and try and pull you back as Rose tries to, with almost like pull you off the Abbot, but in her ghostly incorporeal form, there's not a lot she can do. Luther, it is your turn.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna pull Grinner off, but I'm gonna, in my mind, I'm gonna go. Rose and Thorn, come with me now, please. Stand next to me. I'm gonna interject I'm gonna push at least Grinner, like at least he's like done some punches. I'm gonna stand in between him and the Abbot, and I'm hoping that Rose and Thorn will appear at either side of me. Especially because we've got some kinship, and just present like almost like, just try and like reason with him a bit. Look, stop. What's been done is done. We can talk to the Abbot later, but now you need to calm down. We need to reflect on the next move we're going to make. We're here. Hopefully point at the 2 children next to me.
Yeah, Thorn rushes up to your side and stands beside you. Rose, though, as Grinner goes into a rage, you watch as something seems to be happening to Rose. As she sort of shakes her canine head, you can see her taking on this much more bestial-like behavior. Almost like Grinner's rage is manifesting in her as well.
Wow. I'm going to place my hand on Grinner's shoulder as well. I'm like, I'm sorry that I left you all alone for so long. I didn't realize this was bad.
Do you want to do a contested persuasion check, Grinner? Do you want Luther to roll a persuasion check against your? I guess it'd be like your anger, so you could do it as I guess as even a charisma or a strength saving throw. I'd argue you could use either for the rage.
And I would also argue, because this rage is out of fear and upset, it's not out of anger. Give Luther advantage on this as well.
Sure. Luther, you have advantage on your persuasion check. Grinner, I'll just need a charisma saving throw from you to contest his persuasion.
18 and a 0?
0!
I'm not built for... Oh wow, I beat it by 1!
17. Grinner, it's fucking close. But Luther's words do at least get through to your conscious mind.
I'm also hoping that when I touch him, I still have some of Lysander in me, and it provides him a little bit more warmth, just to calm him a little bit more. So that might explain that one Maybe I was a 17 and Lysander bumped it up to 18.
You've got Lysander in me.
That sounds bad.
It does sound bad, doesn't it? There was a this is a very slight aside, but there was a Christian song that our school sang once. So hear me out. I promise this fits in. And one of the lines was "God be in my mouth," which in no context is ever okay. And obviously meant that everyone, whoever sang that song, changed the words, because it's easy to just change the phrasing slightly to "gobby in my mouth," and no one's going to call you out on it. And I hope that song is still sung at the school today, and I hope people still change the lyrics to that, because it's fucking great. It made me happy every time. It's just such unfortunate lyrics. Like, why would you still have that? Seriously, what were you thinking? Perfect. As you Lysander on Grinner. as you fill Grinner with Lysander's warmth and light. Anything else on your turn, Luther?
No, I think I've done what I want to do. I'm just presenting like a wall between him and the Abbot with Rose and Thorn. Even calling them and doing Lysander stuff, it's probably enough. I'll end my turn.
Alrighty. Abbot. You watch as the Abbot reaches up and wipes at his lip, which has been split open by Grinner's attacks. There's no red blood welling up there. Instead, this liquid silvery gold substance begins to slowly pool aside as he reaches up, wipes his lips and looks down at the blood and then rubs it between his fingers. You watch as he pauses and considers for a moment. And then slowly turns and looks towards you, Grinner. We had a bargain, an agreement. What has changed your mind now? You agreed to this.
You'll see that all of the fight has left Grinner. He's struggling to stay on his feet at this point, and he's not even looking at him. He's got eyes only for Rose at the moment.
Could you roll me a D100, Grinner, as the rage? So if you're purposely letting go of the rage,
yeah.
Right. Could you roll me a D100? So I need to see if something fun happens. Baby, come on.
Ooh, it's not bad.
86. Grinner. As that sense of fear and anger is replaced with a sense of shame and grief, would that be appropriate to...
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of shame.
You watch as Rose, her bestial-like behavior suddenly slows and stops. And as she looks up at you, you watch as her eyes slowly bleed back into a much more human-looking color. The red glow disappears from them, and a golden brown replaces them. As her limbs slowly begin to shrink back, she takes on the human appearance once again. Her clothes almost torn and ripped, but slowly reforming, her ghost-like form healing as it returns back into her original form as you recognize her. Thorn, seeing this, goes, Rose! Oh my god! And like runs up and grabs her in a big hug. And as she holds him and looks up at you, the same golden eyes that you now have, and places a hand on Thorn's head, you can see her fingernails are the black claws, same as yours. She looks at you, pale, translucent, but also pale, a little bit afraid, as she stares at you.
That must look so weird.
Looks down at Thorn, looks up at you, and then slowly places a finger to her lips. Places her hand back on Thorn's head once again. With you not really concentrating on the two of them anymore, I'd say they probably would vanish back again, because they're only there when you kind of like actively call upon them, as the two ghosts fade back away again. Yeah, something seems different. You can feel it. Something's changed. Something important.
I think, depending on what's happening with the initiative, but Grinner's just going to drop to his knees and then just curl up. He's just sobbing at this point.
Okay. The Abbot slowly cocks his head as he looks at you, the ground, lowers his hand, seeing there's no further fight left in you. Turns towards you, Jonor. Nods. Thinks there is much that we need to discuss, Aasimar friends. Come. Think we will retreat to my study for the time being, you and I. We'll leave these two to recover. Yeah?
I can do that. Yeah, no worries. Luther, you can look after Grinner, right?
No, I've got him. Go ahead.
All right,
I will
thank you.
look at the Abbot though with a bit of a alarming look though.
Yeah,
You can notice that.
Doesn't return the look at all, just seems focused on Jonor. And as he begins to walk out of the room, he pauses for a second, looks back at Grinner, nods, goes, well, the experiment was a success in the end, despite the difficulties during the initial installation of the liver, but I think this was a resounding success. I will take notes for future. Perhaps liver
Well,
that is...
not for you, of course. Not your efforts.
turns
Will he
towards you, cocks his
Ever
head.
turn back into a human again? What is he right now? Is he in like a quasi state?
He has been enhanced by the liver and the magic. He is more than what he was before, much stronger. This is what he agreed to. He wanted a strong liver. We offered some options. He said this one was a good liver for him. I think it will be a good fit. As for the ongoing effects, it could have been much worse. At least he is still symmetrical.
But is he a werewolf now?
No, I think the magic was interrupted. Your efforts and the efforts of your Aasimar friends were more than sufficient to allow me to regain control over the magic once again. No, I do not think he is a werewolf. But,
I think there's a bit more than that, actually. I think Lysander had a fair bit to play with this one as well.
You watch as he smiles, a very sad smile, and turns towards you, Jonor.
oh, that would be nice to think, wouldn't it? It's Lysander. You know that this god, my god, by a different name. Would be nice to think that his light reaches us even here. But this place is beyond his sight.
I'll look at him and I'll say, you would be surprised. That's all I say. Just leave it cryptic.
I don't push it if he doesn't push it. All right, I'll be with the Abbot.
As you do walk away and the Abbot walks off, I will quickly talk to Jonor and be like, just be careful. There's something off.
At this point, Jonor doesn't share that he knows that he's a Deva.
Fair enough. Alrighty, Jonor, as you and the Abbot begin walking off down the corridor, you walk past Tithla and Killian. Tithla tucked in bed, Killian sitting on the edge of the bed looking really, pretty hurt. I had a feeling Tithla would have an exceptionally annoying snore. I did have a feeling.
And you were surprised that it wasn't the case.
So as the Abbot and Jonor begin approaching Tithla, Stella, and Killian, the Abbot pauses for a second and then looks down at you, Killian.
Yeah, I did say that I would take a look at you once we had finished with the Goblin, but we were sidetracked by the experiments with the Strahd one. Perhaps it is best if we wait a little bit. The magic is a bit, how you say, a little bit chaotic at the moment. It is not quite how it should be. I need time to gather my thoughts and regain my energy, and then I will be able to heal you.
That is fine. I'll take this opportunity to go to sleep.
Please feel free to climb into one of the beds. There are more than enough. Just try not to disturb
I lay
the
down
people.
next to Tithla.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, that is fine.
You just hear me.
I like the idea that you're both happening at different times, so it's just this like perpetual, just there's no stop. Perfect, Jonor, as you follow the Abbot, Grinner and Luther.
Grinner's still on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll talk right now for much, to be honest. I think we're both just exhausted.
No?
So I'm probably just going to sort of sit in the corner, put my feet up, relax, and just watch Grinner like a hawk, that he doesn't do anything else stupid.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So we probably won't be doing too much, I imagine.
No, that's perfect. You guys spend some time in there, Jonor, as you follow off both the Abbot, Tithla and Killian. As Jonor and the Abbot leave the room, it grows quiet once again. Nikolai turning back to Stella and slowly sort of like brushing back her hair, making sure that she's okay in her sleep. For about sort of 5 or 10 minutes, it's pretty quiet. The sound only broken by the most horrific, fucking annoying snoring.
Elbows Killian to cut it out.
Until the doors to the entrance of the hospital at the far end suddenly push open, and striding in, you can see Otto, the mongrel folk that you'd seen before, the slightly more donkey-like looking mongrel folk, leading a very tall-looking elf, quite pale skin, dressed in very well put-together traveling clothes, clearly meant to be, clearly designed to last a very, very long time, very like well-made, probably quite expensive. Hard to judge age in elves. If he was human, probably mid to late 50s in appearance. Very, very tall, even for an elf, quite tall, about 6'4". You can see that his hair is actually pulled back and is held back into a series of braids at the back of his head. A little bit unfamiliar, probably judging by his complexion, judging by his appearance. Killian, I'd say given you're half elf, aren't you, Killian?
I am indeed.
Yeah, so given your ancestry, you'd probably put him somewhere on the lines of a high elf or maybe a winter eladrin, just not quite the blue complexion to his face, but a much more pale, sort of more refined appearance than, let's say, a wood elf or a half elf. Apologies. But as he strides into the room and pauses, you see as he looks around, Otto sort of looking up, going, "Well, do you see your friend?" Elf sort of pauses, turns and looks over the beds. "No, sorry, I don't think I do, fortunately." "Oh well." "Oh, the far end, the ones that are sleeping. Could I have a closer look at them, please? Just to make sure."
Well, the Abbot is engaged with his studies, so I'm sure Otto could lead you where you needed to go.
"Thank you. Otto, that would be good. Please." And with that, Otto leads this tall figure down along the beds towards the far end, towards the practice, the operating theatre where the Abbot had been otherwise engaged, and where Luther and Grinner are currently. As he...
Could I
Yeah.
very briefly interject before you go ramming some characters into here?
Hey-o.
Because I'm also in that room.
Yeah, man.
And as soon as that Abbot went out of that room,
Yeah.
can I get a closer squiz at those boxes?
Yeah, because you're in the room with Luther and Grinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you want to... Yeah, I mean, you've already rolled a perception check as you go up and have a bit of a look. Yeah. Small padlocks.
They are locked?
Yeah, small padlocks hold the lid closed. The metal looks maybe like a very, very polished iron, or perhaps maybe not a very well refined silver. A sort of silvery metallic metal that is slightly tarnished, but does look to be well crafted. The boxes themselves, both are made of wood. One of them's been painted with what looks like a metal leaf. The other one just the natural stained wood color.
And these are roughly cigar boxed in size.
Yeah, a bit taller than an average cigar box, but otherwise, yeah.
Give them a quick little shake.
Okay. As you shake, which one do you shake first? The metal clad one? It's called the iron clad one, or the wood one? The wood one. Okay, perfect. As you shake the wood one, you hear the sound of glass and liquid moving around inside. Could I please have you roll me a D100? I want to see if it survives this treatment.
It's a gentle shake?
You could do it as a sleight of hand check then. I'll get you to roll a sleight of hand check.
Nah, fine, let's go.
For a gentle shake.
Let's go 100.
Oh, okay. Are you that scared about a slight handshake? 71. As you shake the box and hear the glass tinkle, you freeze and immediately lower it. There is no sound of breaking glass, but the sound of sloshing liquid continues for a few seconds.
And the silver-clad one?
As you give it a shake, you hear the sound of something, almost like a dull thudding, like the sound of something heavy hitting the sound of something that's muffling noise a bit, something soft, maybe like a material or a felt inside the box, protecting whatever's in there.
And the Vistani gave us no description of the lockbox, did they? They just said lockbox.
Yeah, I mean, the Vistani said, like, if you want more details, let us know and we'll give them. And I believe Grinner said, fuck you, and punched them in the face. So, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But,
I don't remember hitting anyone there.
Yeah.
In the face. I hit the Vistani on the body, yeah. If Theo doesn't remember a really exact description, if Haz doesn't remember an exact description, I'm gonna say Theo probably doesn't remember an exact description. To be fair, it was about a week and a half ago, probably about 2 weeks ago in game time. No, more than. You've been here for like 3 weeks. It's been about 3 weeks in game time, so it was a while ago. A lot has happened in those 3 weeks. Bloodless coup. Like, need I say more? Vaporizing the help. Like, there's been a lot that's happened.
Yeah, the help was vaporized. I'll see if I can flag Luther over to see if he's willing to come have a look. I'm not sure if he is or not at this stage. If he's not, I'll leave them there for now. Otherwise, I would like to get Luther to have a look. I think he'd be better at that kind of activity than myself with my -1 dex.
Jacob.
It's all your hands in the air.
On the 12th of the 12th, 2022, chest, 20 centimeters tall, 40 centimeters wide, dark brown wood.
My guy.
That's what Tithla remembers, not what Theo remembers.
What Jacob remembers.
Jacob remembers. Yeah.
Go casting my mind back.
A week and a half.
That if you had that knowledge, it would seem that the description matches the wooden box a bit more closely.
Well, regardless, the plan remains. I'll try and beckon Luther over quickly. Once
I'm just going to give Jacob a goddamn inspiration for note taking. I think we can all appreciate that was some exceptional note taking.
That's unreal.
Jacob, not Tithla. Jacob has the inspiration, not Tithla.
real life inspiration.
I'm going to use it to save Maisie Peters.
Tithla has the inspiration, not Jacob. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting called over to.
Still in the room, still in the
But
practice.
am I
just over
is
to the
this
bookshelf.
engaging in criminal activity?
Which
Stealing
last session you
such?
were really up for, I might add.
He
I
was
am lawful
not.
good, and I've shown
he
no-
was not really up for. Do not give me that bullshit. Luther was trying to talk you out of it.
Okay, I can get that clip up because Luther was very okay with planning a heist with me, and even had it down to what we would do the next day when
Man,
Abbott goes into
that's
the.
Luther-
Luther did not want you to pin this on Otto because that was your original plan, was to try and pin on Otto. Luther was not okay with innocence being blamed.
That
He was
was
okay
obviously-
with maybe checking out the lockbox, but nothing about stealing. Luther was curious to know what was in it. I hope I did
Okay.
Luther justice,
I'm not
Jared.
I'm not asking him to steal
Because
yet.
he is lawful
Yeah,
good. Because
there was no discussion of
anything.
Yeah, you were pretty careful, Haz, about how you were phrasing it. It didn't come across as you stealing. And the plan was, when Jonor was given a tour of the asylum, Theo would go in roach form, Luther would go along, and Theo would go and do a bit of a scout out while Luther kept an eye out for him. That's all Luther agreed to, nothing more than that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we got a lockbox.
All right.
Shall we check out what's inside, Luther?
We can, but I'm not going to steal.
Not just see what it is. It could be something important to know about the Abbot, or for beating Strahd and getting home.
Well, first thing we'll do, let's have a quick look for any traps. I highly doubt it, but can't hurt. So,
Right,
yeah. Let's quickly look for traps. Owen?
Yeah, could I please get a investigation check, Luther?
Cool. I'm going to grab my... I forgot that I had
Magnifying
this.
glass?
Yes, I'm going to grab the magnifying glass, so then I get...
I think it's advantage, isn't it?
advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, then I can't really help much more, so go for it.
I love the idea of Thea being like, let me help you. And then Luther just pulls out a magnifying glass and Thea goes, I'll stand in the corner.
Damn, optics.
Alrighty.
10.
We have
Not really that great.
10 and a 4. 10. Luther, as you examine the lockbox, the wood is a darker wood. It's been stained really, really beautifully. The wood is clearly very, very old. Whatever staining and treatment has been done to it has preserved it really, really nicely. But this is old. The metal, you get the sense this was some sort of alloy. You're not sure an alloy of what, though. It does seem quite silvery, much more reflective and much more lighter silvery metal than typical iron would be. But you're not sure what it is, and it is quite tarnished with age. It's not the metal hasn't been as well cared for as the wood has been. The lock itself, clearly there's more to it than just this tiny, intricate padlock. As you examine it closely, you can see that there's little gears inside. It looks like a very specific key might be needed. But apart from that, just seems like a lock. If you could get the padlock off, you don't think there'd be any problems.
Okay.
Locks it open.
Well, I'll try a Thieves' Tools. No, it seems all good. It might be a bit tough, but let's give it a go.
Grinner, are you on fire?
23.
I just put out a candle and it's gone everywhere.
I was like, I understand your rage does sort of increase body temperature, but like, are you okay?
Please disregard.
For podcast listeners, Raph's camera started filling with smoke. Genuinely, it looked like a smoke machine was going off, or he was enjoying a cigar.
I would love if, like, while we're doing this, Grinner is just so exhausted, he tries to have a cigarette, just sort of rolls out of his mouth and starts singeing his, like, jacket.
God, I wish.
Was he not out of
run
cigarette?
out? Yeah.
We discovered Grinner's out of tobacco.
Oh, no. No wonder why he's so angry.
We did a Dundred roll to check in on him, and unfortunately it was not a good Dundred roll.
It was a 1.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Which is unlikely.
23 for the sleight. Thank you, Jacob. 23 for the sleight of hand. Luther, as you... Don't laugh at that joke. You're only encouraging him, as.
Pretty good.
As you pull open. That is such fucking millennial humor, that, isn't it? It's just obvious, sad humor, which we all love.
Welcome to my life.
As you pull out your thieves' tools, your lockpicks, your little metal tools to help sort of go in, you insert them in. You begin, and the first set of lockpicks that you enter in immediately break. You feel the tip suddenly shatter, and as you pull the broken lockpick out, it almost looks like it's been cut through, and you watch as emerging from the keyhole, the small shard of metal slowly pushes out and then drops to the floor with a think. Seeing this, you approach the second time much more carefully, pulling out a much sturdier lockpick, pivoting the lock against it, again using quite a bit of force to hold that in place as you slowly insert the pick and begin feeling for the tumblers, this time much more carefully than you normally would. A few times you feel the metal scrape as if something sharp inside is cutting against it, but eventually, with a 23, you hear the click as the final tumbler goes into place, and you turn pivot point, and the lock opens. You see the padlock spring open.
Okay. Well, do you want to do the honors?
I would love to. I reach over and open the box.
Fantastic.
I've been told there is no traps, so I have no care for this.
Yeah, as you slide
That
the padlock.
I noticed.
As you slide the padlock off the hook, slowly lift the latch, and then open the box. I need you to make me... you're both within range of this. I need you both to make me dexterity saving throws, please.
Is it against a spell effect?
This is a spell effect.
Oh, so I mean, actually, either way, I have advantage on this either. So that's good.
Oh, that's bad, actually.
Dexterity, you say?
Dexterity saving throw, please. 17 for Luther.
Oh, he's got advantage there.
That's a 6 so far. That's a 7. It does seem appropriate that Luther, who's standing just a little bit further back, does react quicker. I mean, Theo, all your attention is focused on what's in the box. What's in the box? You're not paying attention to what's going on. As you lift the lid, an explosion of magical force radiates out from the box. This blast of pure white light. Theodore, I need you to please take for me Oh, mama. That's 21 points of radiant damage. Luther, that is halved for you.
Yep. Easy done.
So just 10 points of radiant damage for you. Theo,
that would knock me out.
That would kill you. That would actually kill you. As this blast of radiant damage burns you, Theo, the smell of burnt hair suddenly assails your nostrils as Theo's eyebrows are burned off by the light. Your hair singed back, your beard melted against your skin as this blast of radiant energy burns across your flesh. Discoloring your scarf, the UV light almost like bleeding the colors from it instantly as your green scarf in front fades to this slightly palish off green. Luther, you just get up in time. Probably even your connection to Lysander, I'd say as well. Given what you just accomplished, I'm going to say that the radiant energy as well, it doesn't have the same
like
effect.
residual almost.
Yeah, there's still some energy within you that protects you from this radiant, like sunlight-like damage that burns Theo. As the light dies down, Theo sort of blink against the pain as your corneas are instantly almost dried out in a moment, like almost flash melted as you sort of blink against it, your eyes like sandpaper as you close your lids. And as you peer into the box, you see a single glass vial with a beautiful stopper depicting an angelic figure praying with angel wings rising up behind it, full of this golden liquid.
I want to drink it so
While I look at you and go, but did you say that actually?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But it is golden. It looks like it will be delicious. Angelic even?
No. I shut the lid. We know what's in it.
But we do not know what it is. While it was open, could I do some kind of roll to see if I know what that was?
Yeah, could you make me an Arcana check, please?
Yep.
Unfortunately, I was trying to think if there's any other skills that might help you with this, but actually, I think
Performance?
only Arcana.
Performance.
I'd like to think back to a play I did in the Feywild to the Twilight Woods. We spoke of a golden ambrosia.
Yeah?
12 on the Arcana check. Some sort of potion. Judging by the coloration, judging by the appearance, clearly some kind of intense magic. Given what you now know, I mean, you've had some hints that there's something a little bit up with the Abbot. I'd say it's not out of the question that you would tie this to maybe celestial in origin, whatever this potion is. But otherwise, hard to say. You're not even really sure if it's one that you drink. But it's clearly some sort of potion or essence that's been distilled.
You bought it? What are you meant to do with it then if you're not going to drink
It's
the
a
potion?
suppository. No, it could be a tincture that you place upon your skin.
Yeah.
It could be an essence used to power a spell that's used up as part of a component. I mean, it's hard to say 100% looking at it, but you do get the sense this is clearly magical, and this has something to do with celestials. This seems celestial in origin.
All right. But I think the Abbot is some kind of celestial, but maybe we do not take his potion. Maybe he needs it to live.
Oh, I don't know if I have anything. Do you have anything that we can write with? Anything that we can at least mark it down, just so we can show Jonor? He might know more.
Good point.
I have chalk.
Can either of you cast Minor Illusion?
I can't. I have no magic.
I got Moonbeam.
That might be hard to create an image of this. I guess you could go outside and use the moonbeam to burn the image of it into the ground as you slowly move it.
Oh, could you do skywriting with it?
Is there anything that I can use chalk on that I can then I can take with me?
Luther, I'm gonna be a nice DM. As you stare around the room, bookshelves full of notes, paper, quills, ink.
Oh,
There's
you did say
lots
that.
of writing
My
utensils
bad.
everywhere.
You did say that. I'm going to grab some of that. And
you can see work tables where he's been clearly taking notes on medical things. You can see journals that he's been taking showing diagrams of dissected creatures.
I forgot about that.
Clearly, there's lots of writing materials. There's lots of spare paper and ink.
Look, I think a lot happened just then in that
it's
span
fair.
of like 6 seconds that like I didn't even like, and I'm still probably blinking, so I've just noticed all that stuff. So I grab a parchment, I grab a quill, and I, to the best of my ability, having it there, looking at it, I'm gonna copy its image, all the details as much as I can get, so I can show Jonor at a later date who might have more of a chance at IDing this, and then I put the quill and stuff back.
Perfect.
And I shut the lid, and I take it with me, and I'm going to glance outside. I'm going to just put my ear out and just see if I hear footsteps or the Abbot coming to check in on us.
This is perfect timing. As you stare outside the door, you can see Otto and this newcomer, the tall, pale elf, walking down the corridor, walking down the rows of beds. As he gets within probably like 20, 30 feet of you, Killian, he just sort of turns towards you, nods, and then has like a double take as he sees how grievously hurt you are. And then you watch as this look of like pity, this kind of like half smile goes on his face, and he sort of like nods a little bit and like just gives you a bit of a look. And then as he turns towards Tithla, just glances over, he stops, turns back slowly, does almost a bit of a double take, and then almost surprised turns towards you, Killian, and then looks back at Tithla, and then turns towards Otto, then back at Tithla. Is that you? Tanya?
I look
Tanya,
at Theo, just like, as this is going, I look at Theo, and I just slowly shut the door as quiet as possible. This is going on, and I just give him the thumbs up that no one noticed, and we just continue.
Tanya, is that you? Tanya, how? So you nudge Tithla awake.
Hello?
Tanya, it's me. I never expected to find you here. Calathard, remember?
Yeah, no.
Are you...
Canathard?
Oh no. Are you here because of damage to your mind? Did you find her wandering lost the wilderness, my friend? As he turns towards you again, Killian.
No,
Excuse me, I found him.
Yes, she found me.
When we became separated, I was concerned that something had happened to you, but... I mean, I was hoping that I would find you and the rest of our companions. Where have they gone?
I'm sorry, what was the name you're after again?
Tanya.
Tanya, no. So
No,
my name is
Tanya.
Tanya. My name is Tithla.
Is this some delusion as a result of madness? I don't understand.
I don't think so.
It's me, Calathard. Are you sure you don't recognize me?
Tanya a goblin?
Yes, of course.
You realize that not all goblins look alike?
And we don't all know each other.
I would recognize that hue of green and that perfectly blonde, that beautiful sunlight blonde hair anywhere. I know it is you.
Thank you. Maybe we knew each other in different, like, circles. Like, I'm not in the same circle, but because, like, I'm not from here, but maybe there's a different version of me that's from here. Could you imagine if there was another Tithla running around? We need to go find her.
I just slowly put the pillow over my face.
Where did you last see her? We'll help you find her.
Oh, it's been some time since I last saw you, Tanya. I was separated.
How long?
A few years at least.
No, see, a few years ago, I was at home in a different land.
Yeah, we all were, Tanya, before we were brought here.
Yes,
Yeah,
what land are you from?
I say from under the pillow.
I like that, just quietly. Where are you from? I am from a place called Talia. Beautiful, beautiful world.
So you're looking for Tanya from Talia?
Yes, she was quite proud of that. Her parents named her after the goddess of our world.
That's pretty cool.
named you after the goddess of our world. Show me the
no.
back of your hand.
I would prefer
Please.
a please.
Please.
Okay. And Tithla will hold out her hand, like all dainty like.
That proves it. Tanya never had any tattoos on her hands. She kept them unblemished, untarnished by rings. That proves it's you.
I think we might be aligning things that aren't meant to be aligned here.
There are many things I've forgotten in my time wandering this dangerous land, but
believe it.
causation and correlation, I am sure, are still the same thing.
Okay.
I'm confident that is still the case.
And I know that you feel that way, but I don't see it that way.
You look so similar. It is... Even the way you're dressed, the blue cloak, yellow tunic.
Well, I'm from a different land, so perhaps there are just similar versions of us, of me and Tanya across. Maybe we are linked somehow, but we're not one.
Could you make me a persuasion check, please?
Of course I can.
I was going to give you disadvantage, but that's actually pretty compelling, and I can't find any reason to grant it to you.
Well, I already have a -1 on this, so it's fine.
I saw the stealth check from Grinner, and I thought for a second that was your persuasion check. Grinner, what are you doing with a natural 1 in stealth?
No, nothing. That was a slip. I was fiddling around with stuff.
Oh, that's fine.
Cool. I got a 10.
Persuasion check. That seems rather unlikely. No, I'm sure it must be you.
Okay, well, why don't you ask me a question? I'll see if I remember.
What's your favorite color?
Blue. Okay, I'll ask you a question and you see if you know it about me.
Okay.
What's my hair color?
Blonde.
You knew!
Yes, I see. I told you. It is you, Talia. Something's happened to your memory. Something awful. I wonder if a modify memory spell has been cast upon you.
Wait, are you saying but I don't really have parents?
Oh no, you do. You have wonderful parents. I
Did
met
they
them
not
many
look
times
after
when I
me?
visited you back at your house.
Does Theo not exist? Did Theo lie to me this whole time?
I'm not sure who this Theo is, but it is very possible they're a figment of your imagination and your delusions.
Oh no. I thought coming here was going to fix everything. It's only made it worse.
Next to you, Nikolai turns towards you and looks at Killian, who's not helping right now. Goes, Tithla, Theo is real. We traveled with him. I met you in Vallaki. You helped defeat the gnome Raspip and drive him away and save my sister and I. And he was just here a moment ago. He's just gone into the next door. He's just through that door there. He is here. He's real.
Well, I thought so, but I mean, I had my thought, and then someone said maybe I had a incorrect thought, and I just assumed that they were right.
You watch as Nikolai sort of shrugs a bit, not sure how to answer that question.
I think you must be mistaken. There is definitely a different version of Tithla.
Are you sure? I mean, you are a patient here too. It is possible you're suffering from the same delusions that she is.
No, it's definitely not any sort of. I mean, you say that it is very unlikely, but
you
it
look
is
like you
also
are in no
incredibly
fit
unlikely
state.
to be. Yes, but it is also incredibly unlikely to be dragged into a world in between worlds where different people come from different places. Oh, look, we're here. So
I'm sorry, we're not anywhere. We haven't gone anywhere, Killian.
Have we not?
No, we've just been sitting here.
I think it's best if you both get some more rest and Tanya, I hope that after a bit of rest, I'll stay here by your side.
Why are you here? Are you here to get help?
No, I'm fine. I was looking for my friends, for you and the rest of our companions.
And what were their names? See if I remember.
Oh, yes, of course. There is Krezak. He's a large man. He's very, very strong, muscular frame.
We're in the city of Krez.
Yes, it was a rather strange coincidence when we first came here. It's why I thought to look for him here. He's not the most intelligent of men. I thought when we first came here, he did try to claim to be the king, the long-lost king of this town.
But that's peculiar based on a first name. I think you
Yes.
might have more luck with a surname.
He has no surname, as far as I'm aware. As far as he's
That's like
aware,
a
I don't think he
Madonna
has
thing?
one.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, on all the contracts that we've signed, he's only ever signed with a big K.
See, I have a friend who just smiles with a smiley, like signs with a smiley face.
Do you? Who's that?
His name's Grinner. Can't
yeah.
you work it out, Smiley, Grinner?
Sorry. My bad. It's obvious now in hindsight. Fucking
How many people were part of your party?
4 of us. Myself, Tanya, Krezak, and Boris.
And so it's been a couple years?
Well, yes, it has been some time since I saw the rest of you. I mean, I was separated quite a while ago.
And what were you all doing?
Well, we were looking for a way out. Surely you remember?
Humor me?
Well,
'Cause
we were traveling from one of the major port cities, Port Lasai. So we were on our way, taking a cart. Mist began to roll in. When the mist cleared, we found ourselves in this dark land. We travelled round a little bit, passed through the town of Barovia. Eventually began to make our way west. We were travelling with a group of Vistani. The Vistani were quite lovely and quite friendly at first, and then, well, turns out not all Vistani are very friendly. The group we had shacked up with were not.
You know what? I've had similar experiences.
I see your memory.
Not the same,
you
not the
remember.
same. I wasn't there.
No, I think you were. I think this is your memory coming back.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Well, we
Where
skipped.
was it you were going?
We skipped through the town of Valaki. We decided that place was not a safe place for us to be, and the continual.
Did you talk to Rel?
No, I don't. Who's Rel?
See, this is why it's different. I know Rel. He was
But
the
that could just
Vistani
be
representative.
could just be a delusion. I mean, you thought you had a friend called Theo as well.
No, he says I do.
She definitely does. I'm 100% sure on that. Nikolai nods and looks over again.
Definitely does. Satyr,
He's just out the
Satyr,
door.
in the other room.
I see no figures here. What does this Theodore look like?
You'll when you see him, you'll go, that's a Theodore.
Well, no, but it's important that we get a baseline for where your mind is at. Describe him to us. What does he look
why
like?
don't you describe what you think a Theodore would look like?
He'd be a very strong, muscular fellow.
Yes, correct.
Maybe not particularly intelligent, but he would be very, very, very
Correct.
strong, very fast,
Correct.
very physical in nature.
Correct. 100% nailed him.
There you go.
Some might even say he's got animalistic instincts.
Predatory, keen sense, perhaps.
Oh, well,
yes.
he's more goat-like.
Goat-like.
Huh? What's up?
Goats are natural predators.
You're verging back on delusion. How could someone be goat-like? You mean like
They
appears
hunt
like a goat,
all
like a bit
the
of a beard and
Yeah, and chews on tins.
shoes
And
on tins?
Yeah, it was a phrase I picked up from somebody. I'm not sure where.
Human teeth can't cut through metal.
Well, no, because he's got the goat teeth. I think we're getting sidetracked here. Why don't we stay on point here, okay? I'm really sorry that you don't have your Tanya, but
Tanya.
Tanya.
I'm pretty sure
Tanya.
she's Tanya to me right now. He doesn't say that.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the joke.
Sorry.
This isn't a time for brevity.
Sorry. Tom enjoyed it. He turned his camera back on just so I could see his little laugh. Thanks, Tom. That's support. That's support. Thank you.
Okay, I've got a friend who is somewhat of a cleric. Hey, why don't we see them, and they can have a look over both of us and see if one of us has our mind been meddled with.
That sounds wonderful. What's a cleric?
It's like a healing person.
Sounds good. I would have normally recommended a doctor, wouldn't you?
Yeah, okay. I've got a follow-up question.
Yes, of course.
What's a doctor?
a person who trains at a university for many years in the arts of physical medicine and
I have
medicine.
another question.
Yes.
What's a university?
Institution, education of learning, where people go and
One
study.
more question.
Yes.
What's an institution?
Big building.
Ah, it's like the man. Like you stick it to the man.
Maybe you're not Tanya after all. Tanya loved the man.
Are you the man in this scenario?
No. We were close friends. That's all. No. Metaphorically speaking, Tanya quite liked authority, and she studied very hard at university. I find it hard to believe in any significant, even with significant brain damage, that you would forget this, Tanya.
I
Significant brain damage.
One, I take some offense at the implication that I have significant brain damage.
Well, you don't remember any of our time together.
Perhaps, because it didn't happen. So how would you like to check if I have my memories all correct? Mr. Doctor Man?
Oh, no, I'm no doctor.
What do you do?
I'm an artificer. I work with
An
magic.
artificer.
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 Close enough.
Okay.
I don't have a clue what that is.
Yeah, me either. What is that?
I work with the conjunction, the melding point between the weave and contraptions and invention.
Oh, an artificer. That is at least what we called it where
Oh,
we come from.
I guess if you wanted to
where I
pronounce
come
it incorrectly, you could say it like that. Sorry. In the brief, I was not told this character's a twat, but it does seem to have evolved in that direction, so I'm so sorry. Once we started down this road of you asking questions about what a university is, and he started giving that, I was like, he's sort of melding into more of a slightly insufferable intellectual type. It's now evolved. I'm so sorry. Well, if you wanted to say it incorrectly, you could say it like that, I'm sure.
Yes, let's carry on saying it incorrectly.
For podcast listeners, Josh does an incredibly good wide-eyed what the fuck face. I really like it. That's a really good I'm so done with this shit face. That's I almost want to
I'll just turn over and go to sleep.
I'm tempted to get a screenshot of that and use that as a reference for any character art that I do with that expression. It's really good. It's fantastic. Well, Tanya.
Tithla.
I'm not sure. Should I go along with the delusion and address you as Tithla, or is that just going to reinforce this new identity you've created for yourself?
Acknowledge that the person is experiencing that world, but that perhaps you're not experiencing that same world.
But can I take advice from you? I would normally take advice from Tanya, medical advice, sure.
Yes.
I guess if there's enough of you there, I will. Yes.
How about
Tithla?
Why don't we have a thumb war, and then we decide who's right? It's where you hold hands, but not like that. And you see who can hold the other thumb down first. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4. I
declare thumb war. Yes, Tanya
So
used to love this game when she
to
was
you.
younger.
It's coming back to you.
I love that you're trying to reverse this. This is great. Well, as per our tradition, I guess we can sort this out with a thumb war.
Well, then we can do the traditional flourish that we do to begin the game after the countdown.
Of course.
Of course.
Alrighty, on the count of 3.
1,
2, 3. What flourish does Tithla do?
I declare
I need to know as the DM because he's going to do it too.
Tithla does it as they're holding hands.
Yep.
To then push and release hands, spin around 360, and then catch hand again.
He does it as well.
Oh my god, we are connected.
He then uses his thumb to pin your thumb while you're distracted. Could you please roll me a sleight of hand check, please, as you do thumb war?
Sleight of hand, I can do that.
Sleight of hand check, please.
That's a 19.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tithla, despite getting an early lead, bring it. Despite getting an early lead,
your nimble, dexterous fingers very quickly, you pull your thumb free from Calathard's grip and expertly and very, very quickly pin his thumb.
Ha-ha!
1, 2, 3, and then pull away. Oh,
I win!
you did win.
Just like always. Wait, no.
No,
We've never done this before.
You never used to win thumb wars. Maybe it's not you.
Maybe there is something here.
I should say something else, Tithla. His grip, very strong, but very cold as well. There's no warmth to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tithla just has the name Damien flash in the back of her mind.
I'm not. Maybe I have made a mistake.
Well,
What's your favorite weapon?
that's my bow.
No, it's words. What's your favorite food?
I love words. I love words. I just don't like to use them to hurt people. Words are like my favorite activity.
No, that's not right. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, just noodles. It's covered with the bark that you can pull from the tree, and it's stringy, and you do that, and then once you wring it out, you get some of the juices that dribbles down into it. Mwah!
What in sanity's name is a noodle?
It's what happens when
That description you gave is horrific. Tanya would never be seen eating anything other than meat she herself had carefully prepared. Salted and seasoned to perfection, lightly cooked, retain
I'm
the
sorry,
redness.
what? No, season is like the weather. You don't weather food.
Oh dear, I've made a terrible mistake. I don't think you are Tanya. You do look a lot like her, though.
I think I might be Tanya. Tanya,
Again, not all goblins look alike.
take me with you.
I am aware not all goblins look the same. Please, I'm a learned man. I've read Bilgin's Taxonomy of Goblins many times before.
Quick question.
Yes.
What's a taxonomy and what's a learned?
Tanya would know those words. I think I've made a horrible mistake.
No, take me with you.
But what
I'm
would
finally
Tanya
pretty
say?
again.
She'd think I had just replaced her.
Well, that's what you're trying to do, isn't it?
No, I'm
I
trying
can
to
be a
find
Tanya.
No, I think this is all wrong. What is your name, good fellow? The one who keeps trying to climb back into bed. It's quite rude, you know, not to engage with people when they're talking with you.
Yeah, Killian. Elbows in.
Hey, hang on a minute.
I suppose you are recovering from horrific
Yes, you did tell me to lay down.
Yes, so apologies, good sir. Please, I beg your forgiveness. What is your name? Shall we start again? Oh no, he's vanished.
He's a bit shy sometimes. If you talk to him too quickly.
Was that Josh legit dropping out?
I think
It was Josh legit dropping out. I think that's so appropriate. You watch as Killian sits up too quickly and then just faints. He's back.
It just came up on my screen. Oh snap! Something went wrong.
As you slowly sit up and open your eyes, you watch as Cathy goes, "Sorry, please. Maybe we should start again. I am Calathard.
My name is Killian, and this is my friend.
Tanya.
God damn it!
I don't want to speak
It's
out.
a very pretty name.
Turn, Killian, but that bite on your neck, it looks rather. How do I put
Painful?
this?
Infected.
Painful, infected,
Draining?
draining. There's another word I'm trying to sort of skirt around. It's a rather
Infected.
scary word. I don't want to give you a bit of a fright.
Infectious.
Almost there. It starts with a V.
Pyrrhic.
Oh, I thought you were
Yes.
going to say venomous.
Well,
That is also another good word.
It's funny you
Yeah,
bring
thank
that up. Obviously, many hypotheses as to how vampires are able to spread, and I mean, one of the older theories was that it was a type of venom. I mean, we now understand that it's almost like a biological and magical component, similar to like a curse bound through a microbial infection. No, sorry, you don't care about any of that.
No, please continue. I very much care. I'm trying to
Carry on, I
learn
was
about
very
them.
nearly asleep.
I was told the Abbot here was rather accomplished healer, and I was hoping maybe that I could find my companions, perhaps amongst his flock. It said that some people stay here for some time if they have faced horrors, and well, my companions and I we were in rather a bit of a pickle when I last saw them at Yester Hill.
Can I let you in on a little secret?
Of course.
He's just healed me. I was very unwell. And he's also just been healing my friend. So he might be a bit tired and might have gone to bed. You're welcome to grab one of these other beds till the morning.
Oh, well, I'm not that sleepy, and
That's okay.
I don't really need to sleep per se, but I could sit on the edge of the bed and wait for the Abbot to return. You said he was busy at the moment?
Yeah, he was just looking after my friend, Mr. Smiley Sign.
Mr. Smiley Sign. First
the
name
one who
Smiley,
died?
second name Sign?
Oh, his name is Grinner. I was just trying to be cute.
Oh, apologies. So, first name Grinner, second name Smiley Sign?
No, it's like your Krezek. It's just one name.
Oh.
Whereas your Krezek signs with a big K, Grinner signs with a little smiley face.
Krazark, please.
Krezak. It's hard to see my own handwriting sometimes when I'm scribbling while having a conversation.
I also feel that we would get told off by Theodore if we did not ask what happened at Yester Hill.
Well, it was rather a dangerous spot. We were investigating there. Obviously, Boris is, as you remember, Tanya, a rather accomplished druid, and he was curious to see if the druids here were similar to his circle back home. They were not.
Blighted, some might say.
Some might say indeed. Their use of Florenicus spicarius, the twig blights, as you might know them, were, indubitably we ran into some trouble.
That's not very good. And you said you ran away and they all ran away? Or
Well, we were in a rather tricky spot. A rather large blight, a rather overgrown specimen of that taxonomy had emerged from the hill, and we had to split up to try and draw its attention away from each other. If we'd stayed as a single group, it would have stepped on us and crushed us underneath. It's rather large.
Naturally.
Yes.
So you ran away?
We all did. In all different directions.
And you haven't seen any of them since?
No, I've been trying my best to find them, but I've even been back to Yester Hill once or twice at night when I've been able to use my natural stealth to hide in the darkness, but not had any luck, and following their tracks has been rather complicated. The creature, the large twig blight, the overgrown example of its kind, maybe some sort of druidic gigantism. Anyway, it had rather messed up the tracks, and not really my area of expertise tracking.
I think we had it on the cards to maybe go and look at some rumors that we'd heard about a druidic group that had gone silly. Would you like to come with us?
Oh, indeed. No, I don't want to go anywhere near Yester Hill ever again.
Well, you already said you'd gone there a couple times. That was the last time you saw your friend.
Yes, the last time I went there, they almost caught me. There are magical wards set up at near certain trees. If you get too close to them, the trees start screaming to draw the attention of the druids. It was a rather horrific experience, I would like to add.
Do you think maybe you could help take us there if that's where we're going to go? Not right there, but sort of nearish.
I guess I could lead you part of the way there. Yes, that's not too far out of my way.
Thanks. That sounds like fun. And then we can maybe hope and find Krezak, Boris, and Tanya.
Oh, please.
From Talia.
Talea.
It's Tanya a minute ago.
Tanya's the goblin's name, my friend, and Talea is our world, the world we're from.
Where they're from.
Oh, yes, right.
You're not paying attention to any of this?
I'm trying to, but
to be fair, Tithla, he does seem rather injured. If this Abbot is such a good healer, why hasn't he done anything for your horrific, frankly, nauseating neck bites?
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna put a hold on you right there. That horrific, disgusting neck bite was arguably the middle of the priority list.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tithla's injuries were quite bad, and
Well, no, mine were
getting
way-
bitten
were
by the
way-
lord of this land is in the middle of the
You watch
category.
as his eyes go wide. He takes a step back.
Oh dear.
But we're
Well.
still here because we're super tough.
If you've
Super
drawn
tough.
his attention, no offense, but I'd rather not get too close to any of you. You'll not be around much longer.
Well, we're not touching. That's okay. You're over there. I'm over here.
I am over there. That is true, and I may take one more step back, just in case.
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought we were going to be friends.
No, we still can't be friends. It's just I
It's
have
okay,
to. I
you're
have
not
to
the first
emotionally
person.
prepare myself for your imminent and brutal, awful demise.
It's okay. I'll just prepare myself for when you abandon us like everyone else does. Oh.
You watch as his face sort of falls a little bit. He looks around and goes,
Which way did the abbot go?
I don't know. I've been in bed.
That way, and I point in the direction that you went.
Oh, but I just came from that direction.
No, the other way.
Oh, right. Well, best go
If
have
you
a look
see
then.
my skin on the ground, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's better now.
He pauses, having turned away slightly, slowly looks up and back at you, shakes himself and goes,
Nope, no follow-up questions. All right.
Not a metaphor.
Theo and Luther, the doors at the end open, and we're going to finish tonight's session as the doors to the Abbot's study open up. Grinner, you're still seated there as well, having just been through pretty horrific circumstances, as this figure walks in and goes,
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one of you is the abbot? I'm looking for a rather proficient healer.
as he looks across at all of you.
That is me. I am the abbot.
Let's get that deception check just before we finish, shall we?
I do want to say I described my friend that is part goat.
Yes,
so
you did,
I don't...
You didn't. He thought I was a figment of your imagination, though.
That's fair play.
That is very fair play. Let's have a peekaroo.
Let's go.
Oh my
Natural
god.
one.
I think that's 3 from this session on the nat ones.
Wow.
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
would say? I would obviously I'd probably facepalm. I don't know if he said that. So I think that says it all.
We're going to deal with the fallout of that later, but there is one more thing I want to end on before we finish, and that's actually Jonor and the Abbot. Jonor, as the Abbot leads you upstairs, up the spiral wood staircase to the upper levels, where you haven't actually yet been. The sound of music, gentle strumming of a harp, begins to grow a little bit louder as you walk upstairs. And as the Abbot opens the doors from this hallway leading off the staircase into a large open room where a bed has been set up, there's a chest of drawers, and a beautiful, ornate harp, wreathed in gold leaf, sitting in the middle of the room. And on a stool playing it, you see a pale woman, covered in crisscrossing scars, who looks very, very familiar. Very similar to Irina, Ismark's sister, who you left back in Vallaki. And as the doors open and the Abbot leads you through, he shakes his head and goes,
Pay no mind to Vasilka. Vasilka, please, do not let us disturb you. Get back to your practicing. You must get much better by the time you are ready to go to the castle.
and in a voice that sounds again so eerily familiar, you watch as the scarred woman smiles at you, Jonor, giving you this beautiful smile.
Yes, of course. I will get back to my scales at once.
And then turns and begins playing once more. That is where I think we will wrap up for tonight. That seems like a good spot. This is a bit weird, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It is wonderful to see all your gorgeous faces once again. We are going to be doing a raid into another channel like we always do at the end of our raids. Looks like Corsair's Cove are up, we should definitely go raid Corsair's Cove and show them some love, so we will definitely go across and do that. For those of you watching on YouTube and listening to the podcast, thank you so much for joining us once again. Remember, YouTube members, you will have had early access to this, 24 to 48 hours early access. As soon as I upload the videos, you get access to them, so you've gotten to listen to this much earlier than everybody else. That's just part of our massive thank you for being a YouTube member. And there's some fun stuff coming as well, including some Let's Plays that I'm going to be doing with YouTube members. I'll be letting you know when they're planned. They'll be coming up in the near future once I finish moving house. And anyone who's a YouTube member will be welcome to come and join me on some of the multiplayer games we'll be playing. And I'll let you know when they're going live. So that should be lots and lots of fun. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again really soon. But until then, goodbye, everybody. Farewell!
Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye!
Bye now.
Oh, that was really loud.